to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
We'll be starting soon. We're going to start a little bit late. About 3 more minutes. I take that back.
Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy, a show starring a binary trans woman born in the body of a non-binary atheist, trade unionist, equality advocate, and anarcho syndicalist that self-identifies as an unhinged beer pimp, outraged brigade commander, free speech police officer, SJW, and a bad faith agent of chaos.
I'm kind of laughing because I watched the numbers come in from when you guys are watching and who's watching and where they're watching. And literally somebody just listened to all that music and then dropped off when I came in. So they just came for the music. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tea Party. Thank you. It's been a weird couple days. Once again, I didn't do a show on Monday because I just didn't feel like it. I've been just really dealing with COVID, the fatigue, and literally just doing what I can to keep going. But work's going okay. And I feel like every Wednesday, Saturday, this is working out for me. I don't know that I like this. A bit more, I don't even know. Proggy? I don't know. I like this better. So, on tonight's show, the promo that I did, if any of you guys saw that, I was just like, that's special. Oh, some random geeks in the chat. He said I can start now because he's here. And then Jordan Joan P is in the chat as well. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about women MRAs, Anarchist, Eyeliner tips, and do trans women appropriate cis women's culture? The quick answer is no. Oh. Some random geek is saying, I'm just saying hi on Twitch because I can use my emote. Very nice. By the way, have you followed me on Twitch? Because I haven't seen the subscriptions pop up. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The one thing that I really like and I strive for on this channel, honestly, is that it's not so much the platform. It's not YouTube. It's not Facebook. It's not Twitch. It's the show. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be the show, and so that if something happens and we get kicked off YouTube for whatever, that it's not the end of the show. It's not the end of the world. Well, it's not anyways, because it's fucking YouTube. But I like doing this, goddammit. So yeah, I don't want to stop doing it, but at the same time, I want it to be platform agnostic. So, welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy. You'll find links if you want to join the Patreon and help support the show. Just like some random geek in the chat and Jamie J. Jamie J is my latest patron. Thank you both. Thank you both. You are amazing. But if you want to do that, if you want to see what I'm posting to Facebook or Twitter or Mastodon. Yeah, that's where you should be going. You should be going to Mastodon. Open source. I mean, I don't think you get more anarchist than Mastodon. Really. But if you want to help the show, if you want to support me, if you want to follow me on Instagram and all the grams, head over to teapartypodcast.com. Also, if you want to help people, go over to charitylinks.page. Do some mutual aid. Help some people. So anyway. So I was saying, it's been a weird fucking few days for me. I contemplated not doing a show tonight because I thought I don't have enough content. But I got saved by the bell. The first thing that I want to talk about tonight is there's been, in feminist circles, they'll say that, in fact, it was Mary Daly that called trans women Frankenstein. She compared us to Frankenstein, and basically the argument goes is that we are appropriating women, or we're actually, let me bring up Mary Daly's quote, because I think it's pretty it kind of contains all of what she was talking about. Daly's transphobia was in full effect in gynecologically, as she referred to trans people as Frankensteinian and living in a contrived and artificial condition. And basically, like, we were wearing a mask, the mask of women. When it comes to that, you'll get people that'll say, well, what about people that are transracial? What about Rachel Dolezal? And I saw something here we go. It was on TikTok. But I saw this creator had a brilliant take. On the whole thing, and I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. So I'm going to switch over to my
Yikes, man.
Trans women are women. I'm not appropriating or stealing.
So the this person said, what's the difference from her stealing Jamaican culture and you stealing women's culture? This is an honest question. I don't mean any harm by it.
Yikes, man.
Trans women are women. I'm not appropriating or stealing anything. I am living as a valid identity that has existed since we've been recording history of humans. Between the Mux people in Mexico to India to Two-Spirit for indigenous Americans. Trans women are not jumping on womanhood and claiming it is ours. It is ours rightfully to claim because womanhood does not exist purely in a cis form. I understand you didn't mean offense by this, but it is a greatly offensive question to ask because it's insinuating that transness exists purely as a reaction to cisness, and that's just not how the world works.
Is your daily reminder that men rape.
Okay, so I'm not sure if everybody in the chat could hear that because I want to play it one more time. Actually, I want to bring it up a little bit.
Yikes, man.
Trans women are women. I'm not appropriating or stealing anything. I am living as a valid identity that has existed since we've been recording history of humans. Between the Mux people in Mexico to India to Two-Spirit for indigenous Americans. Trans women are not jumping on womanhood and claiming it is ours. It is ours rightfully to claim because womanhood does not exist purely in a cis form. I understand you didn't mean offense by this, but it is a greatly offensive question to ask because it's insinuating that transness exists purely as a reaction to cisness, and that's just not how the world works.
And if you think about this, I mean, what she is saying is right on the money. Trans women have existed in different cultures for a long time. Let's do that one more time because I've just realized that I am on camera. One more time because I want to hear it. I want to hear it. It's important that we hear it again, actually, and I want to give her the props.
Yikes, man.
Trans women are women. I'm not appropriating or stealing anything. I am living as a valid identity that has existed since we've been recording history of humans. Between the Mux people in Mexico to India to Two-Spirit for indigenous Americans. Trans women are not jumping on womanhood and claiming it is ours. It is ours rightfully to claim because womanhood does not exist purely in a cis form. I understand you didn't mean offense by this, but it is a greatly offensive question to ask because it's insinuating that transness exists purely as a reaction to cisness.
And that's bullshit. So, yeah, I thought that was a brilliant take on the whole thing. We aren't wearing the mask. We're wearing our own identities, not someone else's. You said, I heard that. I heard it. Well, okay, here's the deal. You're going to hear it again. Well, you did hear it more than once. I think it's important. I do. I think it's important because for the people in the back, because it is just, there's so many people, and I would even have problems with that, talking about that, because you will have a lot of people that will sit there and put out these things like, what about Rachel Dolezal and all that type of stuff, and you're just, like these aren't things that I would sit at home all the time and talk or think about in my head. I mean, to me, there's enough stuff out there. I'm just trying to live my life, and ultimately, some of these questions pop out, and you're like, okay. And seeing this, I was just like, God damn, that is so fucking true. I mean, even before you had the name for trans women, we existed. We existed all throughout different cultures. I mean, you can argue about who started Stonewall, but you can't argue that the people that started it were gender diverse people of color, and they weren't cis white gays or lesbians. You know, people will sit there and argue about who started Stonewall. And like you'll have some TERFs that will sit there and talk about the people the people that and I hate when I do this. I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she was a lesbian, one of the people that scuffled. But I want you to have a look. When I say gender diverse people, this is what I'm talking about. When TERFs will sit there and argue, she's the one who started Stonewall. Yeah. Like I said, gender diverse people. Yeah. Yeah. Stonewall seemed like a real cis gay place. Oh, anyways. Yeah. So it always kind of gets on my nerves when people will sit there and make it out like, oh, we got you because it wasn't Sylvia Rivera who started Stonewall. They weren't even there at the time, blah blah blah. But yeah. Compton cafeteria riots. I mean, you can go back through history and see trans people there. You can go back into the Civil War. So when people say, that we're putting on someone else's skin or that we're Frankenstein, I'm just like, what the fuck ever. Anyways, so the bizarreness that is TikTok. I had someone come on my page, my TikTok page. Or actually, it's so weird because when you're on TikTok, I put all my videos so that you can stitch them, so you can take little parts of the video, and literally what you can do is stitch them into your video, just a little part, or you can duet and they play at the same time. I hate duets. I like stitches, but a lot of creators don't like it because it's like taking their content. I don't feel that way, but whatever. But this person had put on duets. And this person, they're supposedly an atheist. I'm going to switch over to the VLC. And I'm going to show you Shit. This was the first of many, and I'm not going to play them all. I am going to play the first couple. Or no, actually, the first one that started it all off.
It's your daily reminder that men rape women.
Which is true.
Other men.
I am so sick of this demonizing of men.
It's not demonizing of men.
I'm sick of this demonizing of men. The poor men. What will they do?
Men.
She killed her 2-year-old.
That does not discount the number of men.
She went out and partied.
Look at the statistics.
She
Read.
drowned her children in a car because the man she was seeing didn't
No
like
one
the
is
fact
saying
she had
that
children.
women
She had a
aren't
child
abusers.
with a child. She abused the children from her nursery.
Yes, and that's awful.
True equality is noticing that both sides.
No,
have
it's not.
Women are just as
That's
likely to
whataboutism.
rape a man
That
than
is
someone.
both
They are just as
sidesism. I mean, that's what
as a
Trump
man is.
did.
True equality is noticing that both sides need to do better.
No, it
What
isn't.
you are doing is just man hating.
No, it's not.
So yeah, so like literally this person claims that true equality is realizing that both sides do it. And we went back and forth, and literally she ended up using a story that came out around September 8th, and September 10th was International Suicide Day. And literally, oh, I have to show. Actually, I might as well just show you guys this. Like, it literally came out like 3 days. It has since had zero confirmation. This was back in September. So here, 11-year-old kill all men. So supposedly, and if you look at this, September 10th, September 9th, this is from Facebook, September 9th. This story is developing. It never developed anymore. Look at all these. September 9th. This was another story. So basically, but if you look at the story, it says here, social media can provide a lot of positivity, blah, 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 blah. Highlight the danger of social media around the world, grouped together for World Suicide Prevention Day, September 10th. And it's so weird. This story just happened to come out as reported by Distractify. Claims started circulating on Twitter on September 8th, suggesting that a young boy was trolled with comments on his TikTok account, leading to him to commit suicide. Here is everything we know. Tweets about the alleged 11-year-old attempted suicide after being spammed by kill all men messages. The Distractify reports that he did not die. KAL stands for kill all men, according to Urban Dictionary. Alongside tweets about the alleged story, people have started to add warnings to their TikTok videos to help bring attention to the young boy's story. One person tweeted, so apparently this 11-year-old tried to kill himself because he took kill all men too seriously. What does that even mean? He took it too seriously. Like, literally, there isn't even any TikToks. There aren't any, there's just people talking about it. And this is even in the original, like one of 4. At this stage, the story has not been confirmed as true. So, and this person that I'm about to show you is going to use this. The term originated after a woman called Jenny McDermott posted a video to her now deactivated YouTube. Her now deactivated YouTube. That sounds weird. The publication alleges that the clip, that in the clip, McDermott said that all males should be killed. She later claimed that this expression was a joke. It is also believed that her videos were meant to be a parody of super feminist beliefs, while she claims the KAM expression was not supposed to be taken seriously. So literally this, and I'll show you. Basically, what this supposed atheist, her tag is atheist girl. Oh, she posts this. All right, actually, this is my response to her.
As I said, you have no proof. And this is exactly my point. After this comment of yours, this is your reputation on TikTok. Here again in the piece, it says, the story has not been confirmed as true. While the origin of the story before it was shared across social media is still unknown. And you don't even know the actual where Kill All Men came from. Came from the Scum Manifesto that's as old as I am. And it's described as a satire or parody. Here we are in your TikTok reputation. This is literally QAnon level absurdity. Bravo, you've outdone yourself on lack of logic.
So I was in my robe. I actually was getting ready for bed when I saw that TikTok that mentioned this as the reason that supposedly men are being blamed for everything. And I'm just like, and that's, I mean, you can go look for yourself if you go to Tea Party podcast.com and hook up to my TikTok account. You'll see the repeated, her basically saying that literally having she brought MRA TikTok to my fucking to my page. I'm like, what the fuck? I even made a video saying, please help. Spider TikTok, cupcake TikTok, cake TikTok. I don't care. Anybody, LGBT, trans TikTok, anybody but these fuckers. Because literally, I was getting comments from basically MRAs, and I was just like, Jesus, really? And I've since learned that calling women pick-me girls can be sexist. She was trying to claim that it was slut shaming, and I don't really agree with that. But I do think that there is some really bizarre stuff going on when people sit there and say the poor men's whatever will the men's do. And she said that men can't hold children. Just, I mean, it was all this bizarro kind of, the poor men are just really they can't do anything these days. And my whole point was that, yes, there are women that do abuse children. There are men that do, but equality isn't saying that both sides do it. And I even pointed to a study I'm going to pull it up on my phone because that's where I literally showed her the screenshot of it. Like Scum Manifesto. I don't know if y'all have ever read the Scum Manifesto, but it was written by the person that shot what's his face, the guy that painted the soup cans. Oh god, I forget his name. The Campbell's soup cans. Oh my god. I have to show you this in a minute. I'm gonna have to send this to my send this over because I'm gonna have to show you guys this. This is I have a segment coming up that where I want to talk about the U.S. government. It wasn't a segment that actually I'd planned on doing, but I do want to mention it. Okay. So this is this is from womensaid.org.uk. There are important differences between male violence against women and female violence against men, namely the amount, severity, and impact. Women experience higher rates of repeated victimization and are much likely to be more seriously hurt or killed than male victims of domestic abuse. Further to that, women are more likely to experience higher levels of fear and are more likely to be subject to coercive and controlling behaviors. And all this is noted with literally with footnotes to studies. And literally her comebacks were like, I sit there and thought, this person has to be a troll, or they're just willfully ignorant and want to be like, I don't know somebody that's an MRA, basically a cis woman MRA, and basically doing it for, I don't know what, clout. I don't know. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. Because if you're talking, especially if you look at the statistics on abuse, and she even pointed to this study that showed in the UK that 40% of men were victims of abuse in the UK. And I was like, first off, that doesn't say if any of them were victims of abuse by men or women. How fucking heterosexist do you have to be to believe that it's only women that are being abused? Or only men being abused by, or it's only when it's women abusing men rather than men abusing men. Don't even think about gay people. So anyways, it was the whole thing. It was just bizarro, and it brought a side of TikTok that I'm just like, holy shit. And I don't understand. I other than it being a kind of, please, I'm one of the good ones kind of idea. I mean, who does that? Who overlooks the facts? Like literally studies that have been done that show this and say, no. The men, they are the ones that have it rough. They are the ones, they're just as much the victims as women. And I don't think that's true. Anyways. Yeah. I wanted to this is unfucking believable. Oh my god. Like, I'm gonna share this with you guys, and you're going to poop your pants. If you don't, you should. You should just crap yourself right fucking now. Here it is, folks. Is criticizing billionaires the new wearing blackface? The answer is no. Oh God. Oh God. What will we ever do? The billionaires. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. So I just, when I saw that just now, it's just like, oh shit, I have to show you guys that. Fucking hilarious. The poor billionaires. Whatever will they do? I want to go read that, but like, oh my God. The Washington Post. Well, and I don't think it's let's have a look. Let's have a look. No, I'm not gonna. God. God damn it, Jeff Bezos. I am not going to pay. Fuck it. I'm not paying for this bullshit. And I'm not signing in. It won't let me. That's fine. I'll just fucking go away. Fuck off, Jeff Bezos. Let's see if I can see if I can apparently it's tongue in cheek, but yeah. Some random geek says open up the link in incognito mode. You know, I don't even want to. I do want to say something though about the Washington Post. So all the stuff that's going on with the insurrection and all that, and then you have motherfuckers at the Washington Post write this hunk of shit. The majority of people arrested for the Capitol riot had a history of financial trouble. This is the equivalent of saying when a white male does a mass shooting, oh, but he was such a good boy. He liked motorsports and fishing and baking apple pies. I'm like, the Washington Post, are you okay? Are you okay? But yeah. Despite her, and they go into the financial problems with Trump supporters, blah, blah, blah. And like, they never, I mean, this motherfucker right here has the Confederate flag. You don't want to make it about racism. You got to make it about something else. When it's obviously about white supremacy. MAGA is nothing more than white supremacy in the flesh. That's what this is. This is white. This right here is white supremacy. MAGA is white supremacy. Make America great again. It was never great to begin with. And it reminds me, I mean, I don't really like I'm always reminded of this.
Let's move on to the next question. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what, you know what I mean? Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying
yes.
Let's talk about
Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey, and with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Now, this is where I'll end it, because then he goes on to like pull it back and God bless America. But no, this is fucking facts. This is hashtag facts. America has never been great. This is America. This is America. And this is white supremacy. That's all it is. Jordan Joan P in the chat said, "What is this from?" That was from the newsroom. Yeah. But even this post itself is white supremacy. It's the Bernie Sanders type of white supremacy. It's saying that the people that voted for Trump weren't racist, kind of white supremacy. And it's fucking tiring. Do they ask why the black people that have protested, and the white people actually, in the Black Lives Matter protests, do they talk about the underlying things? And you don't even need to find underlying things. It's about fucking police brutality, and you see it every fucking day. Black people are brutalized every fucking day. But that's never talked about. You know, when you hear the Trumpers, they'll be saying, "Oh, it's all about they burned the cities down." It's odd. My friends in Portland, my friends in Seattle, they're still there. They still have houses. They still, everything's not burned to the ground. It's odd. It's not really odd, but it just, oh God, it just pisses me off. It's tiresome. But I don't know. It feels like I'm so tired. I'm so tired of, I mean, even if that is the most oh God, it literally you're trying to make excuses like for what this is. And MAGA itself is white supremacy because America's never been great. If it has been, it was great for white people, white Europeans, white male Europeans. It's just, yeah. And it's there's never any accountability with these people. Look, playing on personal pain, Trump's false claims about election fraud refuted by election officials and rejected by judges seem tailored to exploit the feelings about this precarious status, said Don Hader Markle, a political science professor at University of Kansas who studies political extremism. Excuse me. It's hard to ignore with the Trump presidency that the message America you knew and loved is going away, and I'm going to protect it. Why is that? Again, you don't fucking talk about it. It was because a black man was president, and they see black people being successful and white people being less so. So tiresome. It's gross. It's tiresome. And it's just, whenever I see this shit, it just, I'm pissed off. It's tiring. It's tiring because it's just flat out white supremacy. That's all it is. You can dance around it. You can say that it's not, Bernie Sanders was doing that for votes. He was basically trying to win those people over. He was trying to get elected by taking Trump's people, and he's didn't work. He wasn't the candidate for that very reason. And I know I can't stand listening to people like Jimmy Dore and people like him that will talk about Bernie this, Bernie that, Bernie this. Bernie lost. Bernie lost because he pandered to racists and bros, which a lot of times those are the same thing. I'm gonna take a short break because I have to go get something. I want to show you guys something, but I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. I'm going to play one song, I think. Sorry about that. So I wanted to kind of made a joke, sort of, when I talked about anarchists, eyeliner tips. Why? Because I'm an anarchist. I'm the Noam Chomsky, David Graeber kind of anarchist. But I do get comments a lot on this, on my eyeliner. And people say all the time, oh, I could never do that. I could never do that. Well, actually, I should have grabbed my other one, but I will show you. The first product that I ever found to do like a winged eyeliner was someone by the name of Kat Von D. And her, I want to show you guys. So these my green screen now. So these are the best. They're felts. They're now I don't suggest that people buy these, even though they are the best. They're by far the best felts I've ever used. The reason why I don't buy them anymore is because Kat Von D is an anti-vaxxer, and I don't want to give my money to anti-vaxxers. But I'm not sure how you pronounce this. I think it's Haus or Haus. I think it's a German company. It's Haus. Make a similar product. The Lady Gaga actually. This is what it looks like. Let's see, this is right here. This is what it looks like. You take the tip off. See if I can get it to focus. No, I can do it over on. I can do it on back over on camera 1, I think. Really want to try to focus. It looks like a marker because that's what essentially what it is, but it goes on your eyes. And anybody that can draw a fucking straight line can use one of these. It's a secret. Felt. They look like. I just marked myself. But yeah. They're amazing. And you can find other ones too. I mean, these you can get pretty fat. And this is Super Cat Fat. It's benefit. But this House Laboratories is the shit, and Lady Gaga uses it. The only difference between it and Kat Von D is Kat Von D goes on better. And isn't as liquidy. It's more felty. I'm kind of waiting for this to dry out a little bit. But anyways, it is amazing. And it's not a company that supports fucking anti-vaxxers. So that works for me. And you can get some really awesome looks with it. I mean, literally. I love. And you know, I'm not this is me totally talking about a product that I love. It is not an it is an endorsement, but it's not a paid one. But if they would like to sponsor the show, typically I'm not too we could do some bartering, I think. You know, some of these for an endorsement. Because I love you guys anyways, but yeah, no Kat Von D. Even though they are the best. I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes makeup is you won't hear me say this very often, but sometimes politics is more important than makeup. Sometimes. Uh-oh. You guys saw my secret. This is my toy.
Wow, what an asshole!
This is my soundboard. Anyways, and it's controlled actually by it's controlled. I have a pad as well that's down here that I can play certain sound files.
If you're a turf or a swerve, darling, just fuck off. And when you get there, fuck off again. Thank you.
I have a ton of them. That I'll play coming up in the future. There's a couple other clips that I did want to play. And this it actually goes along with the clip that I played earlier from the newsroom.
The fact we know that it works. So I don't exactly know what kind of freedom that it is that you're talking about.
So this lady was talking about how New Zealand went on lockdown because they had 3 COVID cases. And somebody with a really big and smart brain goes, well, at least here in America, we have personal freedom. This person's been so fucking brainwashed, their head smells like soap. You think that the ability to further a pandemic makes you free. I think a huge problem with America is we confuse freedom with selfishness. Because according to the Human Freedom Index, we aren't even in the top 10 of the freest nations in the world. But you know who is? New Zealand. They have the highest score for personal freedom in the world. I mean, sometimes it's tied with Switzerland, but you get the point. While you're bitching and moaning about how not being able to spread COVID is communist, they get to enjoy concerts, movies, all the shit we used to enjoy because they know what actually fucking matters. Stop being an asshole because you think it makes you free.
But I think that's literally the Trump brand, is being an asshole is their thing. You know, that is their thing. That is their brand. And American exceptionalism, man, that is quite the fucking drug. Because people really drink that shit up. I mean, America is not the greatest country in the world, by hardly any metric. And before you say, if you don't like it, leave. I live in the UK. Yes, I'm American, but I live in the UK. So I did leave. So fuck off. Or as the British would say, which also means fuck you. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, I want to play one last clip. And this kind of goes in with the racism thing. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I might say some more stuff about this in the coming days, but I really do think this clip is right on the money when it comes to racism and white people.
You know, I'm starting to understand why a lot of white people have a problem being called out for being racist. It's because you understand that racism is not something you just pick up by yourself. Racism is taught. So essentially, when someone calls you out for being racist, they're calling out your mom and your dad as well. They're calling out Meemaw and Pawpaw. They're calling out Auntie What's Her Name and Uncle Such and Such. They're calling out that cool cousin of yours that lets you drive around in his pickup truck with the Confederate flag on the back. In order for you to confront your racism, you have to start with the people that got you to that point, and those are your family and your friends. And you love them, so it's hard, but you still have to do it.
Yup. That is right on the money. I was lucky because I learned a long time ago that all my family, well, 99% of my family was racist, and not mildly racist, like saying the N-word all the time racist. So it's not something that I actually can deny or look past because my family is full of racists. But I do think it's hard for some people because, like they said, it's grandma, it's their cousin, it's their uncle that their cool uncle that lets them ride around in their truck. But you have to learn to talk to those people. And to be honest with you, some of the best conversations I've had with people about race was, especially like with my son, was to kind of challenge him in his own thoughts. Because I remember some random geek in the chat says, if you grew up in America, you are white, and you are not racist, you are a miracle, or you are self-educated. Yeah, or you self-educated yourself a lot to stop being racist. And that's a thing. I believe that you can't help but be racist if you grew up in America because it's a racist society. You have to be fucking made of Teflon to not be racist in America because it's a white supremacy rules the land. And you only need to look at the Trumpers to see that. At least 30 to 40% of America is white supremacists. Is dominated by white supremacy. Jordan Jane P says, my family are like that, and I'm always telling them that was really messed up, especially my dad. Yeah, and that's the thing. One of the things that really dawned on me, there's a book that I've read, or I've read it once, and I'm going through it again for my own personal edification. I really don't feel like this book was like anything groundbreaking for me like now. But let me see if I can find it. It's based on a quote by, I believe, based on a quote by Socrates about the examined life. Let's see if I can find it. I think there's a moment there was in my life. There was a moment where something happened and I had an epiphany and I started thinking about things. Not just getting up and living, but actually examining things. Thinking about my feelings, why I had those feelings. And before that time, I really hadn't thought about things like my sexual orientation. I just thought I was straight. I didn't think about it. I didn't analyze it. I just accepted the fact that I was straight because that's what I was taught. But there's so many things like that you just take for granted. And I questioned everything. I questioned religion. I questioned, there was nothing in my life that was free from that questioning. And that, to me, that's a really good thing. For some reason, I'm having problems finding this. But essentially what the book was saying is that for some people, there's this thing that makes them, it's like a second awakening. And they start to think about why they do the things that they do. It's introspection. And I had a lot of that. And I'm not like very many people in my family because of it. I think about why I had these ideas. And once you examine them, you see how much bullshit it is. And if you can get your family to do that, to reflect, and not just reflexively, like, I mean, when I hear about critical race theory, I sit there and think, this is just obvious stuff. You know, this is just, it just makes sense when you talk about people having privilege and that kind of stuff. But there are some people that don't think it exists. But when you have that awakening, then you start to self-analyze and you examine why you're doing the things that you're doing. You don't just take it from, you just aren't on an autopilot. And I think when that happens, or when you can get people to think about things in your family, that's when things change. That's why I want to reiterate in the marriage equality fight, how the shift came was not mainly through blogs or think pieces or Twitter fights or Twitter threads or anything like that. It was fucking right. It was in the bedrooms and the living rooms of people. It was loving and knowing gay people, gay families. That's how things change. So whether it's anarchism or whether it's trans people, how we're going to change things, how we're going to change the world is by changing hearts and minds. And we're going to do that by connecting with people, letting them know who we are. And we're not those awful people that other people say we are. And we are on the right side of history, even though we may be at the beginning of it. I believe we're on the right side of history because there's only one way this can go. Anyways, that's all I got for tonight. I am going to be back on Saturday. Actually, I want to take a look. It's going to be Saturday's going to be interesting because the way my schedule is right now. I'll just be coming on. I'll do a night shift the night before, but hopefully I'll be fresh. I'll take a nap and I'll be here for you guys because on Sunday I'm off and I can listen to Social Justice Alchemy with John Brockman, Some Random Geek, Leto, Honor, Tom Brockman, Jamie J, and many others. Like some people, like this last weekend, I didn't even know who they were. Anyways, it's been a good show. Thank you guys for coming. What am I going to say?
We're streaming live on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Mixer, and Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook by searching for Tea Party Podcast. That's the letter T followed by Party Podcast, all one word. And on Twitter and Instagram at Marty Abernathy. You can financially support the show by making a one-time donation by going to trance.fm or by becoming a monthly patron at patreon.com/Marty Abernathy. That's MartyAbernathy.
Some random geek in the chat says this past weekend was our patron show. Fuck you. I wasn't there. I'm a patron. The British give you a hello salute. Anyways, yeah. By the way, if anybody wants to come on and co-host with me, I've been talking to my son, and he's talked about maybe coming on and doing a couple shows. That is me showing love. Some SRG. Jonathan. That is me showing love. You do you know I do love you. That and all of the Social Justice Alchemy crew. How could you not? I mean, I'm trying to find a nonviolent way of talking about solidarity, but yeah. Social Justice Alchemy is awesome because it's a bunch of anarchists that get together and just have a good time. Literally have a good time. Don't sit there and talk about, theorizing what Peter Kropotkin had for lunch, or Marx, what cream Marx used on his lips. It's just a good time. But anyways, Zoomer Nation comes right into the chat at the wrong time, which is at the end of the show. We're just finishing up, but you can go back and watch the replay. Some random geek says bread. The answer is bread, not bread tube. It's definitely not bread tube. But anyways, but anytime anybody wants to come in and just hang out and co-host a show with me, it'd be fun. Anyways, I will see you guys on Saturday. I love you guys, and take care. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. And by the way, again, I'm going to say, my anarchist friends, go to charitylinks.page. You can find people there to help. People need some mutual aid, especially during this time, the time of COVID, and the economies of the world are just taking a royal shit. People are suffering, and if you can help, please do. Go to charitylinks.page and you can help people. You can hook up with all my particulars at teapartypodcast.com. If you want to make a one-time donation, you can go to transfm.com. That's all right. But anyways, yeah. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. I'm going to let some music play for a little bit. I'm going to keep the show up if people want to make comments. But I am out of here. Have a good night.
Yeah.